Hey guys, I'm MLF reporter Aly Akers, and this is Inside Access After the Cast. A new episode of Major League Fishing just aired on the Outdoor Channel with the Bass Pro Shop Summit Select qualifying round 3 from Osage Beach, Missouri. And here to answer a few questions and discuss the show is Assistant Commissioner and boat official HT Konkler. Overall, what did you think of the show?
I thought it was great. This is going to be one of the most exciting shows that we'll air. I'll guarantee that.
Well, you were in the boat with Keith Poche, and he had a fantastic day. He took the lead early on and kept it the entire day, all throughout all the periods. Were you surprised that he was able to keep such a big lead from all the other anglers?
Yeah, sometimes that'll happen, and Keith happened to be one of those that got onto the pattern early with his baits he likes to throw, and it continued through both the second period and the third period.
Keith ended the day with 37 fish for 58 pounds and 2 ounces. That's insane. That is a really great day of fishing. What's it like as a boat official giving that score tracker update to an angler that has such a big lead and has carried that lead throughout the entire day?
Well, I thought it was great because one of the things that we look at as boat officials, we keep track of the score tracker and see what everybody's doing. Keith kept, saying, well, they'll catch up, because I caught them, they can catch them. But as a boat official, one of the things you want to do is weigh a lot of fish, and I got to weigh a lot of fish.
It's so much fun watching Keith Poche in the boat. He's like a kid on Christmas morning or a kid that's had like 14 Red Bulls. He's so energetic. He's so exciting. What's it like for you being a boat official for that kind of an angler?
I love it. I mean, that's what we're in there for. And to see him catch them makes me just as happy as what he is, because as a boat official, one of the things you want to do, how much can I get on the air? Well, you can't get on the air unless he's catching fish, more or less. So he caught a lot of fish, and that put me on the air a lot too, but he was so excited. That was great to see.
Do you think it's the nerves or excitement, the intensity of the game, or that he genuinely loves the sport of bass fishing?
He loves the sport of bass fishing. I mean, he was born to fish, and he's done that all his life, and that's the thing he enjoys. He loves competing. I mean, he's an athlete. He loves winning, and this is right down his alley.
And he also kind of likes joking with the other anglers, because during the 2 period breaks when they came back to the rendezvous, he had this giant wooden rat tied onto one of his poles, kind of messing with the other anglers like, well, he's catching it on that. He really wasn't. What do you think of that strategy of him trying to mess with the other anglers a bit?
Yeah, I know. He told me he was going to do that. He was going to put on something different. It was really different than what he was using. But the other anglers, they're not stupid. They know what's going on. He's so far ahead, so he's not going to show them what he's catching the fish on. He's going to show them something different, and that's exactly what he did. He showed them a rat, which he didn't throw one time during the whole day.
But he was throwing the shaky head quite a bit. Were you surprised about that and the other baits that he was using?
No, that's one of Keith's favorite bait. If he had a go-to bait, it would be the shaky head. It's about a 6-inch sluggo that he puts on an 1/8 ounce jig, and that's his go-to bait. He can catch fish on that. But the first couple of fish he caught was on a Zara spook. That's another. He builds his own Zara spook to his liking, and he's got good confidence in that bait. But once we got back in the little old pocket and it was shallow, he picked up a pawpaw. It was really a yellow magic bait, and it looks like a pawpaw. And he saw a fish back there by a stump. He threw that back there and caught a 4-pound, 15-ounce bass. I mean, it inhaled that. 5 minutes later, he saw another one right back in the same area. And I'm talking about 1.5 foot of water. And he's sitting there, he said, watch that fish. And I actually saw the fish come up and get his bait, and the camera guy did too. He caught a 4-pound, 5-ounce bass. It's lighting up the score tracker. I mean, you can just figure in your head what people are saying. He's on some big fish, and he was. What's
it like being a boat official for somebody that has such an successful day like he did?
Oh, you're excited. You're pumped just like he is. You're just said, he's on his game. So you're ready too. You're on your game. So you want to do just as well as he does.
And he got quite a few penalties.
He did. Now, those first 2 big ones he caught, that 4.15 to 4.5, he flopped both of them in the boat. Well, that's a penalty. You can't lay him on the carpet. So he had to wait. Those are fish landing violations, 2-minute penalties. So each one of them he got a penalty for. But let me tell you this, he will gladly say, I'll take the penalty for a 4-pound bass.
This episode was a lot like episode 2, round 2 of the Summit Select, because it wasn't a fight for first place, it was a fight for 4th place to get that ticket to the survival rounds later in the week. What's it like being a boat official and watching that score tracker and seeing the competition play out of who's going to get that spot for the survival round?
Yeah, that's one of the exciting things about having the score tracker. It's not only do you know what your angler's doing, but you know what the other anglers are doing. Even though Keith looked like he had it won, he still was worried. I mean, in his mind, he says, I've got to catch more fish. And so he kept fishing. But I was giving him updates, all right, who's in second, who's in third. And it got down to where, I mean, anybody from second basically through 6th place was fighting to get that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. And I mean, Russ Lane is the one that ended up in 4th. And he literally said, Major League, that's what it's all about. You know, competing for those positions. If you don't win qualifying round, at least I can go to the survival round.
And I think all the episodes have had one common thing, that they're all catching some pretty big fish here at Lake of the Ozarks.
Yes, I was surprised. This is my first time to go to Lake of the Ozarks. And I was surprised at the amount of big fish caught. Not only the numbers of fish, but also the big, I mean, there was several 3 and 4 and 5 pound fish caught. And I didn't think it would be that way, especially in the month of June when they were fishing the Summit Select. But they caught some good fish.
And it's making for great shows.
It will make for a tremendous show.
Well, HT, thank you for being here today and sharing your experience and expertise.
You're welcome.
Everyone, be sure to tune in to our next episode of the Bass Pro Shop Summit Select qualifying round 4 that'll air on the Outdoor Channel to see if our anglers can continue to catch the big ones that Lake of the Ozarks seems to be producing.